consulted. But, that's why I make sure I always leave her in, so she's always wagging her tail, happy to see me. Like, oh, I missed it today. Yeah. So yeah, that's how much the difference in the fuel prices. Oh my God, that's crazy. Because last time I had about a little over a quarter of a tank, not quite a third, and I put 60 bucks in, and it just, you know, maybe an eighth from the top or so. Now, like, I mean, that needle is full, like it's like pitch pin. So that means I got 60 bucks worth of gas from about an eighth left over the E, and the price is dropping down. Well, it's almost a 20-cent difference on the last time I filled up. That's crazy. Like in the 90s, okay, prices would fluctuate a cent or two a day. You would never see a 10-cent jump in a day. It was always like a cent and a half, 2 cents. You know, on a long weekend, okay, maybe 5 cents because, you know, they were gouging you. Yeah. Now it's like, it goes up 20 cents or 15 cents in the night just because, you know, and it's already outrageously high. People look at it, say, it was $1.87, now it's $1.69. Okay, oh, that's not too bad, it's $1.60. No, that's still horrible. That's still double what it was 4 years ago, and where it was for like the last past like 30 years. It, you know, stayed between, you know, 79 and you know, 50 cents or 54 cents. Like literally in the 90s, it was like from the highest to lowest. Oh, that's a fancy car. Nice color. Was like, I remember it being 45, and then it hovered around 48 cents for a year or two, and then it made its way up to 54. I remember when it hit the 60 cent barrier, people were freaking out. You know, I can't imagine if we had those fuel prices today. I mean, it cost like, it wouldn't even cost 30 bucks to fill this thing. And if they actually care, well, I don't want to get into the politics on this channel, you guys know that, but if they actually wanted to actually like stimulate the economy, drop the fuel prices. And they can like you know, especially here in Canada, like if we actually went oil independent, which we can, they could drop the fuel prices enough, right, that you know, like say 50 cents a liter or whatever. Because 80 some odd, well, it's probably closer to 90% of our fuel price is tax, right? So when your government is, you know, has enough money to give away to other countries, it means you're being taxed too much, right? And that's a nice comfy chair there. The thing is that, oh, there's the doggies, there's the boys. The thing is that if they did that, you know, people would go out and eat more. They'd actually spend more money if you made it easier for them to hang on to their money. I know it sounds strange, but it's called impulse sales, right? Where, okay, let's say you pay 60 bucks to fill your gas tank, right? And that lasts you the week or whatever. Okay, no problem. Okay, but you're like, oh, it's going to cost me 60 bucks to fill my gas tank, so I'm not going to eat out tonight. I'm not going to do that. Where it's like, hey, I only paid 30 bucks to fill my gas tank. What the heck is that in the middle of the road? And how the heck do I get around it? Who cares, big? I don't want this all up in my paper. What side do I take? Take by here? Is that close? Suck up any garbage bags into the engine. I have to clean all that out. I don't want a dirty vehicle. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, like if people had more disposable income, they're gonna go and blow it on all kinds of stuff. And as soon as you get people you spent probably about 3 times more money, but you're still happy about it. Whereas when you're spending it on cost of living stuff, and fuel is cost of living. I mean, without the vehicles, if you were to not be able to get fuel, probably half your workforce or more won't be able to make it to work. You know what I mean? In fact, almost all your workforce won't be able to make it to work, because even the city slickers take the bus, right? Well, diesel isn't fairy dust. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the fuel price is really how you make or break an economy. So you say, yeah, but who's going to offset the cost? Well, you're not offsetting any cost. You could charge. I'll state it again. 84 to 85% of our fuel costs in Canada is tax. It's for the hospitals, roads, giving money to other countries. That's where that, you know what I mean? So you stop giving I saw a free hubcap there. You saw, there used to be money in collecting hubcaps. There used to be. Anyway, yeah, like I say, doubling the fuel price, tripling the fuel price. We're almost double the fuel price from 4 years ago, right? So the cost of living that translates in everything, right? So you drop the fuel price. Now your vegetables are a little bit cheaper. Your goods and services are a little bit cheaper. Everywhere you go is a little bit cheaper. More things open up because they can afford to open up. More tourism, more blah, blah, blah. Right? And that's, like, because we're so dependent on fuel, and I'm not an anti-fossil fuel guy by any stretch of the matter. Yes, I'd like to find cleaner burning vehicles. The electric cars, I'm still not on board. Like, it took 150 years to get the vehicle, to get a ship box like this, right? Like ship box Supreme like this, right? It took us about 150 years to get this efficient at what we got. Okay? It would be more efficient if there wasn't so much electronic bullshit in there. But that's all emission stuff. You get rid of the emission stuff, suddenly your car is getting 75 miles to the gallon, you know what I mean? But a lot of the emissions not for economy, it's for noise. You know what I mean? Like Cadillac converters are not there for better fuel mileage. They're there for noise and scrubbing the heavy particles out of the exhaust, right? That's what it's there for. If anything, it restricts your engine. You know, EGR valves, same thing. Like, you know, like